With the 18th selection in the first round of the 2021 OHL Priority Selection, the Soo Greyhounds select Justin Couturier from the Ottawa Senators U18.
I think what stood out to us about Justin is, he's a dynamic player that wants the puck on his stick at all times. And I think when you see a tenacious competitor like him that is able to play the game at high speeds, puts a lot of pressure on defenders with his ability to change speeds, find those creative areas on the ice. And I think when it has that ability to put up points combined with that tenacious motor, I think it's something that really stood out for us. And I think when you talk to Justin for 5 minutes, you just see the passion for hockey and the passion for, just improving himself day to day just oozes right out of him. And I think when you combine that skill level with the speed, with that motor inside of him, I think he's going to be a very special player for us, and we're excited to have him.
With the 17th selection in the second round of the 2021 OHL Priority Selection, the Soo Greyhounds select Vignosa from the Toronto Nationals U16.
Yeah, with Marco, we had a big book on him just with him playing up the year previously, and I think every time you see him play, whether he's playing with high-end players, with players that he has to, basically push the pace for, he always finds a way to contribute. And I think his greatest ability is finding the middle of the ice and getting, those opportunities for himself. And he's got a huge skill level that with a great shot that he possesses. And I think whenever you have those types of players, that you can kind of find that speed, skill again with, and that ability to play against older players and push for ice and kind of create space. I think that's someone that, jumped out for us.
With the 9th selection in the third round of the 2021 OHL Priority Selection, the Soo Greyhounds select Ethan Montroy from the Cornwall Colts U18.
He's another player that has a great speed level. He's a good skater. He's got good edges with him. He's got a real edge to his game too. So he's someone that's not scared to play in the dirty areas. And I think when you can always add that, to your roster without sacrificing skill, that's something that we always try and prioritize. So I think when we were kind of looking at adding another forward in the draft, he was just somebody that jumped out to us because anybody you talked to in Ottawa, he was just a tough player to play against, but he was also a threat playing against older players too. So we're excited to see where he can take his game.
The Soo Greyhounds select Andrew Gibson from the Windsor Junior Spitfires U16.
Andrew's a real mobile defender. He's rangy. He's got a great size on him. Possesses a great shot. He's got good skill level. He can kind of contribute on both sides of the puck. And when we talk to a lot of players, and we put a lot into speaking to players this year. And I think when we talked to a lot of players throughout the alliance, they just said he was a tough matchup to go against just because of his size and his ability to skate and stay in your face on those types of things. And I think whenever you can, you're adding a right shot, big defenseman that can skate, and adding some skill, there's always that need in your roster, and I think that's where Andrew kind of jumps out to us.
The Soo Greyhounds select Blair Scott from the Kitchener Junior Rangers U16.
Yeah, with Blair, he was a player that we saw, bits and pieces throughout the year. I think he was one of the players that was probably tougher to see as far as when we drafted. And I think he's another player that I think we're real excited to see what he can do at camp and kind of push our guys, because I think he's coming in a little undervalued, and where we got him, we're excited about that. And he's another defender that can play on both sides of the puck, good skater, has a great stick in terms of how he defends, and somebody that I think plays the model that we like to play, and it's somebody that's going to have huge success for us moving forward as well. Our scouting staff and myself, when we were out there this year, was about kind of, obviously you're seeing those high-end skill players, that's what you want to bring in, but just who else has that motor inside of them in terms of, has that passion. And I think it doesn't matter who's coaching your team, who's a GM, when you can bring in players that just want to be there every day, want to push themselves, and then you see that skill level on top of it. We just tried to prioritize that as much as we could, because I think we didn't have as many views as years in the past, and whenever we could kind of combine those two elements, I think you always have, a dangerous recipe for great players. And I think that's something that we tried to, make each selection with that in mind. And I think we were able to accomplish that. And we're really excited to see everybody hit the ice here in August.